There was this one day at lunch many years ago, and I was having lunch with my dad. He's my greatest hero. I adore my father. We have an incredible relationship. And this one particular day at lunch, he went from being my greatest hero to becoming my biggest naysayer. Like it was the shock. It was totally unexpected, and I will never forget that lunch. It was early on in my business, and I was going through the details, like sharing with him. It was early, so my revenue had not yet kicked in. It wasn't steady. It was still a little sporadic because I was just getting things going. And I was telling him, because we have a close relationship, so I was telling him what was going on and giving him an update on my financial situation. And in that moment, he did. I wish I had a pair right now. He did that thing that only dads can do, right? He took his glasses and he tilted them down to the tip of his nose, and he's like, "Young lady, this is simple. Your outgo is more than your income. You need to go get a job." It's like the whole world stopped spinning. Go get a job. He knew I had been fired. He knew I was starting a business, something I'd never done before. He'd been my biggest cheerleader all along the way. And now he's telling me, go get a job? Like, what the heck? Now, he said a whole bunch of stuff after that. I really didn't hear anything else that he was saying. In that moment, I could not get over the shock, because it was just like he was saying, give up on your dreams. Forget it. It's no use. Just go get a job. And I was so heartbroken in that moment. And in that moment, what I didn't realize happened to me until later that I could articulate this, but in that moment, this anger boiled up inside of me. I don't know if you've ever lived with naysayers, or some of your close family members or friends or naysayers, but this anger boiled up in me, and I was like, what the? Yeah, I said a few choice words as well. And in that moment, what I actually said to him was, "Oh yeah, watch this." And it became this rocket fuel, because failure was not an option. I knew my business was going to be a success. I knew this is what I was meant to do, not to go get some other job. And that was not my gig. I knew this was it. It was going to happen, and failure was not an option. And because, my superpower is organization, efficiency, systems, processes, making things work as smoothly as possible to get the best result possible. So I knew that to the degree I had systems in place, that I had my back end set up, that I had everything organized and in place, I would also experience the same degree of success. If I didn't have my back end together, if I didn't have my shit together, if I wasn't organized, I was going to be scrambling. A lot of my colleagues were doing exactly that. Like they were scrambling all over the place. They were scattered. They were focusing on the latest marketing fads. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it wouldn't work. I focused my time and attention initially on the back end, and I made sure that everything was in place. So I knew how to find clients, and my back end would support that. I knew how to enroll them in a conversation with me, and my back end would support it. When somebody was ready to say yes, my back end would support it. If somebody was a no, not yet, my back end would support it. When somebody paid me to become a client, my back end was ready. When they were my client, I could be the great coach that I was, and my back end could support it. When they sent me referrals, my back end could support it. I did not have to scramble. And because I spent my time on the front end, or on the back end, getting everything in place, then when I did start marketing, I was confident to put myself out there. It was easier to talk about what I do. It was easier to connect with others. I felt professional. I felt confident. I felt solid in my dreams and my passion and what I was doing. And that was contagious. That came through my marketing and my networking and my conversations that I was having with potential clients, right? My colleagues were scrambling. I was focused. And the back end was that solid foundation that gave me the ability to do just that, right? And one of the things, the hindsight that my lunch with my dad, like in that moment when I had that lunch with my dad, what I knew because of hindsight is that he meant it in deep love. He was being dad, right? He was making sure that I was taking care of myself while I was also pursuing my dream. He just didn't want me to harm myself. In the moment, I couldn't hear that. In the moment, all I could hear was, give up on your dream, Melinda. But now with hindsight, I knew he was just looking out for me and he meant it in deep love. And he still remains one of my greatest heroes, one of my biggest cheerleaders, one of my true believers. And he is cheering wildly for me, my sister, all of us on the sidelines, right? He even came to our live event and was celebrating with us earlier this year. And so he is still my greatest hero. And in that moment at that lunch, because of what he said, and because I rose to the challenge, he also became my greatest motivating factor. He became, and that became my rocket fuel to fuel me towards my dreams. And that's what I want for you, right? And that's why I've created the upcoming masterclass, the truth behind the business of coaching, what you must know, the magic behind the scenes, the step-by-step instructions. I'm going to walk you through this in our upcoming masterclass, and I want you to be there. I was just talking with somebody that's been through this training with me before, and he said, oh my gosh, I don't have to do the heavy lifting. You've done that for me. And that's exactly right. So come join the truth behind the business of coaching. You'll see the link here in this post to reserve your spot if you haven't done so. We've given you a couple of options that you can choose from to find the time that's best for you. And join this. Give this gift to yourself. Invest this little bit of time up front so that you can pay attention to the back end of your business, so you can be a confident business owner and a confident coach at the same time. And then all I ask, like I've been asking with these free resources, share it forward. Tag somebody you know. Is there a coach you know that's struggling with the business of things? Are they not creating steady income? Are they frustrated because they're not getting clients? Are they doubting their passion because they don't know how to find leads, right? These are simple things that we're going to address on this upcoming masterclass. Tag them below and you'll see the share button below. Click share and share it so that people that you know, other coaches, other entrepreneurs, people that you may not even be aware of that are struggling with this internally, give them this gift and invite them to this masterclass so we can spread the love and so we can all together live the life beyond our wildest dreams because we've created the business beyond our wildest dreams. Will I see you there? Grab your spot right now.